Yo, what's up, guys?
Oh crap.
Chickens. Got my ice cream too. Good to go.
What do you got?
I got cannoli actually. I got that one also.
Oh.
That's my freezer downstairs, but this looked interesting. I actually ate half of it already, but no,
How was it?
it was pretty good. There's like little cannoli chips in there.
Dude, Vishal, I was telling Kishan that right before COVID hit, we were supposed to go to Stuff Your Face
We
and
could
walk
do it.
around Rutgers, and then we never did it.
Because of COVID, yeah. Literally that week we were talking about it.
So we have to have a rain check. We have to go at some point to get Bolies. I know you can carry out and stuff, but I've been thinking about that. I was like, that weekend I was supposed to go there with you. I was supposed to run an ultra marathon. I was supposed to go to my friend's wedding. Everything got canceled, and I'm still salty about it. So
God. A very packed weekend then.
that was supposed to be the best weekend of my life. Now it's sacked off. It's
I was reading a lot of marathons are canceled this year, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Most of them, right?
yeah, I saw my friend texted me a photo on New York Times website where they did there's a nudist colony.
Yeah.
They did a nudist 5K, and in the picture you just see people's really, really white butts. And they interviewed the people, and they're like, "Yeah, we wore masks, but we were just hanging brains." All right.
Mask is all you need. I started playing tennis a lot, a good amount of tennis.
Yeah.
So, trying to keep up.
You should play cushion.
Oh, let's do it, Kishan.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Come to Harrisburg.
I'll
We can
do
find a
that.
tennis court. So I don't know where any of you here are. I have no idea where tennis courts are around here. I was hoping someone could help me find one.
You can probably find a park or something, right? You have a car.
So
right?
there was this one park, when a bunch of friends came over, we went to go play two-hand touch, and we played for an hour and a half. It started drizzling or raining, so we started running back to our cars, and then we got in. We split up into two different cars. We got in. Then my friend walks out of his car, and he walks over to mine and makes us roll down the window. He's like, "Yeah, man, someone stole my wiper." So someone legit went to his Corolla, took off the wipers, and he's like a 2009 Corolla, so it's an older car. They took him off, and then he just had no wipers, and it was raining out. So I've never gone back to that park. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. So it's really weird. So it's hard to find a park. What?
Is it one of the green Corollas?
What green Corollas?
That's the color of it. It's green, right? It's a dark green.
Oh no, it was like a red one. It's like an older red one.
Red one.
Yeah.
Classic. You gotta find new park,
weird.
right?
Dude, that will really put a damper on your week or month.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Feel bad. Yes, definitely run to Pep Boys and get new wipers real quick.
One car went to go get wipers, and they installed it in the rain that night. Because the next day when they left, it was actually snowing. So it's good we actually went and installed those wipers, because it would have been a problem.
God.
Jeez. Do you play singles or doubles, Vishal?
I do either, depending on who comes. If it's just one person, if it's my brother or so, I'll do singles. If it's multiple people, we do doubles.
Right.
It depends,
Great exercise.
Yeah,
how's your serve?
My serve? It's getting there. It's okay. It's getting better. I'm practicing it.
Right.
But slowly.
Now that we have a couple of us from the Clothier days, we should reminisce. It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see our Ricky's. Let me just shoot him a text real.
Yeah, I would love if you could join us sooner.
How was the session in June? I apologize I missed. So it was fun?
Yeah, it was a good catch up. Kishan gives a tour of his place.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Is it the same place here right now? You're just in your office room right now?
I'm just in the corner where the desk is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's and if anything ever happens to me, I have a hospital right across the street, so it's amazing. It's a great spot. Can't complain. The river is right across the block. It's another block down. It's a great place to walk. Yeah, a great place to walk or swim or whatever I feel like doing.
Bodies.
From the hospital.
It's a one-stop shop from Kishan's apartment into the hospital into the river. That's the life cycle.
It all starts in Kishan's apartment.
Oh man. So
How old
Vishal,
are you?
how would you rate your ice cream?
This is pretty good. I like this one a lot. I'd say like a solid 8 out of 10. I do.
What would you rate the mouth feel?
Hmm. I mean, the ice cream itself is pretty soft, I'll say, but I like the variety of the chips in there. So it's compared to another ice cream mouthfeel, I'd say it's pretty good. I'd give it a 7.
All
That's
right.
kind of low for mouthfeel, but okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the taste, I'd give it 9. So I'd average that 8 out.
All right.
Fair enough.
How many cannolis have you actually eaten in your life? Like I've probably had one bite of one cannoli in 25 years.
Really, I actually like cannolis. Like there's an Italian like bakery near my house which does them. So I mean not often, but maybe once every few months I'll get some. Or if I go to New York, sometimes there's like a restaurant which is really good cannolis, like a little bakery by NYU. I'll go to like once every 4 or 5 months.
Okay.
But I mean not a lot, but not super often, but sometimes.
I actually have a funny story about cannolis. So like I never had a cannoli in my life until like high school. It was probably like junior year. We would play tennis matches, and then what happened was one of the our players, like his mom would always come like to every other match or every couple one for every couple matches, and she'd bring snacks and food, like good food. And so she would bring cannolis, like fresh from the
Mhm.
bakery cannolis. And so after a match, we'd have cannolis. And so every time she would come to a game, we'd be like, did she bring cannolis? And that was like the first time I ever had a cannoli.
God.
That beats like the oranges and stuff we have from like rec soccer days.
Oh, yeah, I remember the oranges. When I played travel for like half a year, I was like, every parent had to take turns bringing oranges. And they were like the best snack ever.
One
You're
thing to
so
remember
tired.
at the end of it. Like
I was thinking about that earlier today because like with rec soccer it was like you would get oranges and then like Capri Sun
yeah.
at like halftime and it was pure sugar. And like that's the goal is to get kids to be as crazy as possible so that like after the game when they come home they completely crash. But like who in their right mind would
Honestly,
give
sugar
kids
rush
that much sugar? The
Yeah.
worst idea.
in the middle of a match too. Like
Come on, time out. We got to give you more sugar.
exactly, sugar rush. That's why the
Canola.
games are so wild. Like kids are running all over. Like when I played rec soccer and our team was terrible. I think we won like one game overall. Like no one knew what they were doing.
Couldn't focus. You're just too sugar
Exactly.
up.
Dude, it's like we have no defense, no offense. Like everyone's just running towards the ball at the same time.
Call that, what is it, bumblebee soccer? Because they all go like in a big to like one spot.
No. Good
So,
times.
Kishan, are you a fan of cannolis?
A fan of cannolis?
Yeah.
Honestly, not really. I mean, except for that fresh, baked cannolis we would get after a tennis match. I never really cared for them after, to be completely honest. They're never that good.
Dude, Mike, your room looks pretty sick. I like the way you set it up.
No, thanks.
I have a lot of posters in the back. It's pretty awesome.
You have
Did
some
you ever watch
BCAs.
Archer?
I don't watch. I wanted to start Archer. I've heard it's very good.
Dude, it's super funny.
Is it really?
Yeah. Muhammad Ali,
Nice.
James Dean,
Very cool.
the Joker.
Up there. Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen it, but everyone talks about it. Like I've heard it's a classic, right? Like
Yeah, I guess it's more of like a cult classic. It's with Michael Keaton, and it's just
Yeah.
like super funny.
is that there's a meme about Beetlejuice that goes around, right? Like it's like the I don't know if that's just what they call the guy. It's like the picture of the guy with like the eyes coming out.
Yeah. That's like
That's
one of
it,
the
right?
scenes. Like, blah, like,
Yeah,
it
he's like
pops out.
wide-eyed, like
Yeah, I'm kind of like obsessed with people who like don't follow the traditional rules. That's why I have Beetlejuice, the Joker, Archer, Muhammad Ali, people who kind of just like stir the pot a little bit.
mm.
Do you have any posters on your walls?
I have a lot of college posters I just took from our dorm room, which I kind of borrowed from Ricky but didn't give back. I have a German beer poster in that corner over there. Then I'm gonna turn it this way. I have an ASAP Rocky. This is his debut album over there in the corner. And I actually have some cool stuff I'll show you. I have this little the money thing me and my dad made. And we were like we first got this house. So these corners are actually shredded dollar bills from the mint. and this is like a uncut set of $1 bills.
Nice.
Last reserve in case I need $36. I have 2 basketball signed autographs here. My dad used to like work in a company where he used to like sometimes bring like NBA players and stuff in. So I have a BJ Armstrong who's on the Bulls with Michael Jordan, and then I don't know who Greg Anthony is, but I got him.
Did you see?
Don't know who Greg Anthony is.
I got him on my wall.
Did you guys see The Last Dance on Netflix?
I did. I loved it.
Dude, how good was
yeah.
that?
I loved it. I wish we were live. I mean, we were live. I wish we were at like a live in the 80s to watch that. Like,
Yeah, that was. I'm not really big into watching Netflix shows or like watching a show by myself, but I watched every single episode and enjoyed it to the max. Like that was so good.
yeah. It was a
You know
great
what
show.
I don't understand about that age? Like now I feel like after like a NBA game, you're trying to recover and be as healthy as possible. Back then, like you saw Jordan smoking a cigar and having a Miller Lite after every game. Like I don't know how they did it.
Honestly, like,
Yeah, he was out like playing golf and just gambling and smoking cigars, like and betting everything. It's just
what was the other guy's name? Dennis Rodman. He was like a very heavy party, like a hard partying kind of guy, right? So, and he was still like a very strong defensive player, right?
It was like one of the best. He was like setting records and stuff.
I wonder if it like I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
are super up with the NBA, but like do you feel like it requires like more athleticism now? Like, I mean, I feel like you don't really see players like that anymore, like partying and like having like large public personas.
Yeah, now like I feel like they really zoned in on like shooting coaches, defensive coaches, nutritionists, massage therapists, cryotherapy. Like, if you've ever seen like a day in the life of like LeBron, like all the YouTube videos, like it's like a 24-hour job to get his body ready for like 48 minutes. And it's like,
Wow.
is that necessary?
So his whole day is kind of spent just prepping himself for like when you do play the game, like.
Yeah, and everything he eats is like organic and all this different stuff. And I'm like, all right, like you're really, really good because you played basketball for 30 years, not because you eat green tea leaves.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure. Do you think that kind of stuff contributes to his performance? Like, you think? I mean, I guess like your nutrition is a big part of it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, even if you look at it from the standpoint of like LeBron coming into the league, he was like really skinny kid at like what 18 years old, and he bulked up to like 280 or 260, like a big 6'8", 260 big dude with big boulder shoulders, scoring points, dunking over people, and then he cut down to like 240, and started going like super healthy, and it's like, yeah, he's still LeBron. Nothing's gonna change that.
Yeah, exactly. Like his skill is still there.
You know, I mean, like, and that's the same thing with like the Serena Williams and Venus Williams is that, and I think Djokovic also, they went like, what is it, vegan or something? And they're like, yeah, look, they're vegan athletes. I'm like, you know, they were like winning titles before they were vegan. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, that's true. Like, being vegan kind of doesn't really correlate heavily with their skill in the game, right? Like,
no,
not so much.
I mean, they're good at the game. Like they're naturally like they've worked hard since they're kids at the game. Like they're good, you know. Like I know Djokovic when he started winning titles, like he won his first title, but then he had a gap because he's always losing it all in Federer. And then when he finally broke through, I remember he said, "Yeah, you know, I started a gluten-free diet and whatever it was." And I just think for him, I think his whole mindset and how he played changed at that moment. Like he focused on everything, almost the small things. Because that's all you need to do at that point. You just need to focus on winning like a couple more points and increasing that win percentage of every point, you know, overall to like win the title. So, but I don't think it's attributed to their diet. Like, yeah, their diet maybe helps them mentally. Maybe they just like how they feel, which is great. But I don't think that's necessarily something for everyone. You know, everyone has their own thing. They got to do what they got to do. But
yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. And a lot of people, like, they've actually said that they've had like loss of strength and everything like that. Because the thing is, if you look at it, like with like animal proteins like chicken, fish, milk products, eggs, the digestibility that your body takes in, like if you take in 25 grams of protein from like chicken or milk or something like that,
Mm.
your body might utilize 20 to 25 of those grams, which is amazing.
Oh.
Whereas if you take in 25 grams of like pea protein or soy protein, you may only utilize like 10 of it.
Really?
You know what I mean? So it's like they measure protein on different scales, and the bioavailability is just so low for these protein sources that, like, I think they were talking about it on Joe Rogan with like the whole game changers thing.
Mm.
That Djokovic would have had to eat like 3 times the amount of calories just to utilize as much protein as his body needed to sustain if he had just gone like regular eating. So that's what happens that, like, yeah, if you eat 200 grams of protein a day of like chicken, you'll probably utilize those 200 grams. Whereas if you only eat 200 grams of pea protein, you'll only utilize like 40 grams or 50 or 60, whatever the number is. And at the end of the day, like, you're in a net protein deficit, and then your performance suffers. So for the general population like us, it wouldn't matter. But if you're getting paid to be on ESPN and hit aces all day,
Yeah, exactly.
you're not performing, then that's like an issue.
Yeah. That's a noticeable difference, you think, like, I mean, in that case, like for him playing heavy every day, like he would feel the difference.
But I mean, these stars also have the money to get what they need, you know, overall, whether it's the supplements they're using or, you know, the other things they need for their body and their mental health, physical health, and probably the food too. They can get like better quality, better sourced, which maybe helps, you know, I don't know, but they have the money and the lifestyle to be able to do that. Obviously they worked for it, but I feel like for a regular person, you have to factor that in. How, like, you know, how are someone like us going to be able to go and get the food that they probably get and the other stuff they do, the other 23 hours when they're prepping for something to, you know, get ready for a match and work, you know, put in the work that they're doing. So it's
Exactly.
interesting. A while. It'll suck for a while.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, here he is.
The
Hey, can you
lawyer.
guys hear me?
Yeah, Ricky.
All right, cool. Hey, what's up, guys?
Dude, good to see you.
Yeah, you too. It's been a while since the four of us have all been together.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you? Are you back at school?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? I mean, like, what's going on? Like, I don't know how this works. Like, you graduated, you're a lawyer, but then you have to take the bar. Can you walk us through this? I have no idea how this works.
So you graduate and then you have a JD, a Juris Doctorate, and then you have to take the bar to be able to practice. So I can't be a practicing attorney until I take and pass the bar.
How's that working out?
It's been pushed back a few times. It's in October now. So, you know, one more month. It was originally supposed to be in July, the last week of July, but because of COVID, it got pushed back a couple of times, and now it's online in October. So, yeah, I've had this over my head for a few months now. I kind of just want to be done with it at this point.
Almost there. You know, a month and a half left.
Yeah. Can't wait. There's a light at the end
You,
of the tunnel.
did you see Catch Me If You Can?
What do you mean?
In the
The
movie.
movie Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, with Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah, where Frank Abagnale like studies for 2 weeks with the bar. Like, is that possible?
I mean, he's supposed to be a genius in the movie. I don't know if I couldn't do it in 2 weeks. There's like I think like 15 subjects on the exam, and it's like I couldn't memorize 15 subjects in 2 weeks.
Jeez. Do you know what facet you want to go into?
I think I'm definitely thinking civil law. I don't want to go into criminal law. I interned for a criminal lawyer a few years ago. I was like his like legal assistant, and it's kind of scary because like we went to the jail and we went to the courthouse and we talked to like people who like may or may not be criminals, and it's like just hearing some of the stories, it's kind of scary. And the supervising attorney I was working for, I was having a conversation with him, and he told me that he's also had death threats from like ex-clients who like weren't happy with the job that he did with them. And I was like, I don't think I could do that. That's like very mentally taxing. But so civil law is more like someone sues someone else for money, and I was like, that seems more.
Like,
What other options are there as far as law is concerned? Like, what else were like you interested in, for example?
So I think I'm going to go into like civil immigration law. There's like, I mean, there's so many. It's like such a big, multifaceted like field. So I think it's like anything that you can think of, like you can like specialize in that. You can go into property law. You can go into like you can go into corporate law, which is dealing with big businesses and basically one business suing another, or like contracts between businesses. Yeah, but that's not as sexy as like criminal law, where it's like one person's like suing the other person, like making sure he stays in jail and stuff, and then you get like the cool facts where it's like, oh, this person shot this person, and it's like those are the more interesting questions too. And like when you like do law school, like those are the interesting fact patterns. It's like way more interesting to hear like one person tried to kill this person, and it's like all these facts that you get versus like, oh, there was a contract between these two people, like person A said this, person B said this, was there a contract? Like at that point you just fall asleep.
Did you ever see Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Wait, what does Michael Bluth do? Like, or George Bluth, he does like a maritime law or something like that?
Is that what? I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. I just remember George Bluth had when he went to prison, he like converted into he became Jewish, and he wore like the shoe cap, like the cap of his shoe on his head. I just remember that.
There's always money in the banana stand.
What about you, Kishan? What are you up to? You've been silent this whole time since I logged on. Kishan looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Dude,
It's a late night for him.
Nah, it's just I don't stare at the webcam. I stare at the screen, so my eyes look like they're closed the entire time. But dude, same as last time, man. Working,
Yeah.
eating, working out, and sleeping. Like, there's nothing else to my life right now.
How's it? You're by
same
yourself,
shit another
right?
day. Yeah.
Okay.
Same studio, just chilling, man. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You guys are up to interesting stuff, you know. I'm kind of just, going through the motions, trying to just, figure out what else I want to do. That's about it on my end.
No, I get that. It's also like with COVID, it's just like hard to like do fun stuff and like be adventurous.
Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like the four of us, I would love to just go to a Cheesecake Factory again and just, hang out. It's always a good time.
Hopefully when this is over soon.
We'll do it hopefully soon, if things are okay by Thanksgiving or Christmas time.
I'll
Meet up.
I'll see you guys in 2021.
By then, like hopefully.
I mean, there's only like 5 months after this year, so that's 2021's not that far away.
Yeah, another few months of winter, not like 9 months till we're.
Yeah, I feel like it was like January 1st, like a week ago, to be honest. Like the year just flew by.
I just remember it being March and like finding out that we were all shutting down and we have to work from home, and I'm just like, sounds pretty fun. Like, yeah, I was like, this is gonna be good.
I thought it was like a week or two, to be honest. Like, I'll be back in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's kept getting pushed back, and it's like been back in like May. It was like, yeah, we're not going back. We're not gonna say it yet, but like we're not really going back to like next year. And I was like, oh crap. And like and our CEO told us this, like it was like April 24th, and what was it? And I just signed like I extended my lease to a 1-year lease like 2 days before the announcement. He's like, I'm not going to make this official yet, but we're most likely not going back until next year until there's better testing, there's a vaccine, so we can all be safe. And I was like, you got to be kidding me right now.
Gosh, that sucks. 2 days before you signed the lease, or 2 days after you signed your lease?
Well, I mean, honestly, it worked out because I was at home at that time anyways. I was home for like, 8 to 10 weeks, frustrated mentally that I came back to Harrisburg. And that first week I was back, I had a ball, like just being by myself, ordering pizza. So I didn't have any outside, like we ordered nothing. I was all home cooked food and just getting like ordering pizza. And I remember I got the pizza box, I put it on my counter. I washed my hands, opened the box, put a slice. Like I kept washing my hands all I remember, but like, it was just nice. Just getting back into the grind of things,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it actually worked out that I had this apartment, because if I didn't have it, I couldn't live at home for this long. I would go crazy.
Yeah.
So it worked out, or it definitely worked out. It's a good announcement.
Do you see like any of your like Harrisburg friends at all? I mean, do you guys do walks or hikes or anything, like bike rides?
Yeah, we all hung out on the roof of a friend's building once back in like June. It was like only a few of us, and so she has a good view from her apartment, so it was like nice to just be out. Not too many people. We're still trying to be socially distant, and so yeah, we did that, and then we even went into downtown because every Saturday night they close down the main street here, and they put out chairs along all the rest where all the restaurants are, and so we sat outside once, and we sat outside for dinner, and that too like we were trying to walk back and there were so many people we had to go to a different street because we just didn't feel safe because we were like the only three people or four of us only we were the only four with masks on
Really?
walking through that street and people were going out getting ready to party and we're just like yeah no and like we just took a different street because it was ridiculous like we had our masks on but we did not feel safe so after that time I didn't hang out with anyone we didn't hang out I kind of stayed inside for the next couple of weeks I didn't go anywhere and then eventually, once I knew I didn't get COVID from that one experience, I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm good to go home, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, you live alone, so you're basically like quarantined yourself. Either way.
Yeah.
So I feel like
Exactly.
if your friends are in like similar situations to you, like they're also just like living alone. I feel like it's very like low risk with them too.
Yeah, that's what made it easier because we're all stuck in Harrisburg. We're not really going anywhere, and so
Yeah.
it was really easy for us to be like, yeah, I mean, might as well just hang. Like we're not really seeing anyone else. It's just the same,
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, it's not the worst. So it was a risk, but we were careful about it. We were obviously quarantined before and after. Technically, we were for at least 10, 14 days, so it worked out.
Mike,
Yeah.
do you live alone? Who do you live with?
I was gonna ask, do you have roommates,
Yep.
Mike? Yeah.
Yeah, I live with two of my friends for my program,
Okay.
so they're in my lab, and we kind of just like do our work and then superset that with like TV shows we're following, and so
Yeah.
it's
That's a cool time, yeah.
Do you have a house or do you have an apartment? You had a house last time, right? When you were doing your master's.
yeah. In Florida, man, we had the price of housing is super cheap down there. It was great. I missed that. We had a palm tree outside. It was nice.
Do you miss Florida? Like,
That's nice.
But yeah, and it's a piece of shit apartment in Elkton, Maryland. Very cheap though, so that's nice.
Okay. Yeah.
so you're right over the border in Maryland, so you just kind of drive over to Delaware when you need to, or like?
Yeah, so literally probably a quarter mile up the road is Newark, Delaware, but I'm in Maryland, and housing is just like way cheaper in Maryland than it is in Delaware.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I mean it's fine. I mean a lot of the students live here, and I'm like 5-10 minutes from campus. Like I took Kishin there once,
Yeah.
so it's fine. And like I'm about an hour 15 from home.
That's not too
Like
bad.
I go home on the weekends usually to see my parents, and we just hang out, whatever. So it's good.
That's actually not bad at all. That's pretty
Yeah.
convenient.
And like Newark's, I've been to Newark, Delaware a few times. It's like a nice college kind of town, right? It's like a small town college feel.
Yeah, it's like honestly, it's like Rutgers. It's like
Kinda
you
New
have like a
Braunfels, right?
little oldish section like behind Scott Hall.
Yeah.
It's like some nice old buildings, and then there's like a lot of like college Abbey stuff, and then there's like a bunch of people asking for money on the other end, and it's like it's what you get. It's fun, It's
Yeah.
a public.
Are there any crime alerts?
Yeah.
It would be just like Rutgers then.
Right? Once a night.
Yeah, there was one that there was like a break-in, and the male perpetrator was wearing a hoodie. I was like, heard that one before.
Common outfit.
Common outfit. Yeah.
Ricky, what law school did you go to?
Boston College.
What was Boston like? Was that cool?
Boston's nice, but I feel like you can get tired of Boston. The thing is my favorite city in the world is New York. Like that's like my favorite city, and like so whenever I go to another city, I always compare it to New York. And Boston's nice. I think Boston's cleaner. It's more sophisticated, but it's not nearly as big as New York. And I think there's just more to do in New York in general. Like in Boston, everything closes by like 1 a.m. Like at night, everything shuts down at 1 a.m. Whereas New York, it's like the city that never sleeps. And even like besides that, I feel like you can cover all of Boston in like a week. Like you could see most of what there is to see, most of the landmarks, most of like the like the nice things to see in Boston. But in New York, I feel like you're always finding something new. So I'm kind of over Boston. I don't dislike it, but I definitely think New York is a better city for me, at least. Have you been?
A couple times, but like I don't know enough to have an opinion.
Yeah.
What about you, Vishal? You're shaking your head. Have you
I mean, I went a few times. I have like some family up there, but I visited Ricky, I think like once or twice. Yeah, it was a nice city.
He visited me on the day I moved into my apartment. Like I just moved in, and then
I had to see him in 24 hours, so I had to go up to Boston to visit him.
he came up and he was like, he came to my apartment. He's like, "Oh, so what are we doing?" And I was like, "Dude, school didn't even start yet. Like, I have no friends here. I don't know what you think we're doing tonight. Like, I don't think we're gonna like I'm gonna meet up with any friends or anything. So it's like me and my roommate. I think we just met up with like some few friends of his.
No, I mean, it was a nice place. I liked it. But that's true. I feel like,
It's fine.
I mean, I'm sure Boston is too. I feel like New York's very walkable, right? I feel like in Boston, well, I guess we were in the suburbs, so we have to drive down to you.
Yeah, my school isn't BC isn't in the city of Boston. It's like in this town over from Boston of like a very rich town, Newton.
Mm.
And I didn't live in Newton because their house prices are like millions of dollars. I lived in an apartment in like a town over from Newton, which was closer to Boston. Yeah. I was like maybe like 15 minutes from like downtown Boston. So it's like a 15-minute like T ride, which is their subway.
I mean,
Well,
like,
ideally, do you want to end up in New York?
Yeah, I did. Well, I mean, New York or New Jersey, I'm fine with that. I definitely didn't plan on staying in Boston after my 3 years there. I was like, you know what? Like, I had my fun here. I think I want to go back.
Jersey, it is.
Yeah, New York, New Jersey, it is.
Kishan, is New York your number one?
New York. I mean, I do agree with Ricky in that, like, when I was living in Philly for like a few weeks last year, it just dies after like 1 a.m. And New York never dies. So it's amazing like how long you could be out, but also feel like kind of safe. While in other cities you won't feel that safe. But I actually like Chicago more, just because it's like a little different. The lifestyle, it's a little slower. Like New York is like crazy during the day, especially during a work day. Like you're walking quickly. You're not really mellow. You're just trying to get from point A to point B. But in Chicago, it's a little more slower. It still gets busy, but like in New York, you're packing into a subway, for example. Like you're fighting and you're pushing everyone in. In Chicago, they have like a crap ton of room, and it's still they just close the doors on you, or people just don't move in. They just want their space. It's a completely different life. But I've just enjoyed the food and my experiences going to Chicago multiple times. But but like if it comes down to just the night, like where you want to be at night, New York hands down, because it legitimately doesn't sleep. Like every other city shuts down, but New York, like I can walk outside alone and feel much safer compared to a lot of other places. So it's tough to say, but I'd have to say at the moment Chicago.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never been to Chicago. Never had the chance.
Fun place. Like, I like having gone to Chicago a few times. You're right, it's very, very calm, kind of chill.
Yeah.
Food's
That's
good.
right.
Deep dish pizza is very good, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, the food is good there.
I forgot. I went to this place. I think Illuminati's it's called, which is like the very famous deep dish
Yeah.
pizza
I've
place.
heard. Yeah, I've heard
And the
of that.
line is extremely long, but the pizza's great. Can't get anything
I
like
mean,
that in New Jersey.
no. I mean, even in Chicago in general, like they have all these like different little towns within the main city, and they all have their like unique, you know, they're all unique. Like the food you get, the people you meet, just like the culture of each area. So it's pretty cool. I just think it's nice to see like all these different neighborhoods and experience a neighborhood. So and yeah, it's
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Sounds cool.
Do
I
you
also
see?
like.
Oh,
Sorry,
go
were
on.
you saying?
Go. Yeah, you go.
No, I was just gonna say I also like that. One thing I liked about New York is it's very affordable. Like, I mean, not in terms of like living there, but well, yeah, living there. I mean, aside from rent, but like going out in New York and like having a good time in New York, I don't think you need that much money in your like wallet to like go out and have a good time in New York. Boston, I always felt like every time I went out, like I would like have to be prepared to like spend some money. Like it's like shocking to me because New York, they also have like New York has like happy hour. They have like deals on food and stuff. You could get like dollar pizza if you're like really trying to like live on a budget, and it's like pretty good too. Like dollar pizza is not so bad.
Oh yeah.
Like happy hour is illegal in Boston, and like food there too. I mean, there's no such thing. I've never heard of dollar pizza in Boston. Maybe I went to the wrong places.
You said happy hour is illegal in Boston?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
So there's this old rule in Boston that they're not allowed to sell drinks at a reduced cost. Like you're not allowed to have a sale on drinks at a certain time or a certain hour or anything like that. So what they do is to get around that, they'll have happy hour on like foods. So they'll have like I guess like half priced apps or something and like at a certain time.
Might as well go to Applebee's, man. Might as well just
That's
go
what
to
I'm
Applebee's.
saying.
9 o'clock, right?
Applebee's is cheaper too. Like their half price apps comes out to like $10. You're like, wow, I'm saving a lot of money here. So yeah, Applebee's is like way more bang for your buck.
I haven't been there in a
Yeah,
while, but
Oh, I'm shocked though, Ricky, that you say that New York isn't as bad. Like, yeah, okay, but if you take out dollar pizza and happy hour in New York, whenever I've gone for like even a friend's birthday, like I'm out like $150 to $200,
yeah.
and then I'm pissed off at myself because I'm out that much money. Like that's like to me, New York, I get depressed. I get like not depressed. I get so sad. So I'm just like I'm out 200. Like crap, what
Exactly.
just happened?
A few hours, right? Like
But that's like a friend's birthday. Like you're talking about like this celebration event. I'm talking about just like going out with a couple friends and
No,
like
even that. I think even that. Like I'm out money because like let's be real, happy hour is only like 2 hours.
you spend $150 to $200 average in New York. That's insane.
Well, think about it. Like you just have to just getting there for a day just to chill with maybe a couple
Yeah,
people coming back.
transportation is a lot. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then
expensive, yeah, like
yeah.
Our commutes, but you're just balling out, man. I don't know. You're living the better life than me.
yeah, if you ever happy,
I don't know.
now and just show us the
I-
spots.
No, but the commute from us to New York is a lot of. That's pretty expensive itself.
It's
That's
like
true.
$14 one way.
Yeah.
Is that for like an Uber?
No, I mean
No,
for like Enter Transit.
Jeez.
An Uber would be like 100, probably. Yeah, probably like around $100.
Yeah,
We're about like 40 miles, 45 miles out, but
I would say if you had like a $100 budget or 50, even like a $75 budget without transportation or anything, like you have a lot of options in New York though.
yeah.
no.
You just have to be careful with it, but you have a lot of options. Like you just want to have pizza. Like honestly, like dollar pizza was great. There's one close by. When I was staying in New York for like 10 weeks, there was one close by. And so I remember one night it was like 3 a.m. and I went there like a couple times at like 3 a.m. Got like 2 slices for $2. I just give them $2,
Yeah,
and it's like it tastes so good, and you're satisfied for the night. Like that. It does have its perks. Like if you find the right spots in New York, you can find deals. But like I think rent and just the
Rent,
cost of living
yeah.
overall just kills people there more than anything.
Yeah.
This is when you were interning in the city, right, Kishan? Like you lived there over the summer?
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun, but like I was also out a lot of money. Like
Yeah.
it's just and like I was trying to cook every day, but like the thing is like I get where Ricky's coming from. If you don't live there and you don't have to worry about rent, it's a lot different. When I was living there though, like we had like a tiny kitchen, and I was trying to cook as much as I could, but then my friends wanted to like go out and get food and try food, and after 5 weeks, I was like, you know what, like I'm tired of eating like veggie burgers or chicken every day. Like I kind of want to go out and enjoy the food. And
Yeah.
you start going out and enjoying the food like a couple times a day. You're technically eating out.
Yeah,
And so like
even,
that's what
lunch.
starts like adding up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. But otherwise, like there's just so many. It's like the variety you can do of activities and stuff you can do in New York, and for the length of time in a day you can do it. Like I do agree with Ricky. Like it's amazing. Like you just don't get that in Philly, Chicago, Boston. I don't even think San Francisco. Like I don't really see it anywhere else. Like that atmosphere and the of being able to enjoy yourself for that long.
Yeah. And I feel like it's just so big. You could go like to a new place every week and like never get tired of it because there's like
Yeah.
always something different to do. You're like, oh, like I'm tired of that one part of the city. Let's go to that other part. Like let's do something else.
You can't forget about Brooklyn. Brooklyn's gotten so much better. I felt like I went for a Nets game a couple years ago, and I haven't gone back in a couple years, but it was really nice. Like just, like there's so much to it.
Yeah, that whole area was super. I went to a Nets game in January, and that whole area is like super redeveloped, kind of like
Yeah.
all those like fancy shops and stuff up there. It's close too. Like I feel like a lot of people are moving to Brooklyn, right? Or they were
A
like
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Mike,
What's
what's that poster behind you? Is that Al Pacino?
light is this one or this
Uh,
one?
that one. The one you
This
just.
is James Dean.
Oh, I can't even tell. What movie is that? Is just a poster of James Dean? Or
Yeah. So did you see his like couple movies he made?
I've seen some. Yeah.
Like Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. Yeah. So he only lived to be like I think like 24.
Yeah, he was pretty young.
But the quote on this poster is dream as if you'll live forever and live as if you'll die today.
Okay.
And that's like easily my favorite quote.
Yeah.
It's just like make the most of it. And then this is Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, there's a glare on. I can't. Oh, I can. He's on the right side of it. I see him.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
And this is Archer. Have you ever seen
That's
Archer?
I've seen Archer.
Dude, it's so funny.
Have you? There's like more episodes, right? It's like still going.
Yeah, they did like a dream sequence. They did in space. They did a bunch of other ones. I only saw like the first maybe 3 or 4 seasons, and it was so funny.
Same. I only saw like the first few. There was like a cyborg that came in, and like they went to.
Yeah.
I saw like up to that part. It was so funny.
Yeah, I love it. It's like I'm waiting to use the line. I'm waiting for someone to ask me. Like there was the line with him and Lana when she's like, "Are you coming?" And he's like, "No, but I'm breathing fast." She's like, "You get it, Lana coming?" No, okay, fine. And like, like I'm waiting for someone to like ask me that one day, and I'll nail it. Like that one thing.
Perfectly set up.
Have you seen Bob's Burgers?
It's the same guy. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same. And I didn't know. I had no idea. I think someone told me. But if you pay attention, it sounds like him.
Yeah, it's just,
Archer and like Bob. Yeah.
close your eyes, and it's like Archer is basically just like a dick, and then Bob the whole time it's a premise of like the kids annoying the shit out of him, and the whole time he's like, Jid, stop, Jid, stop, and then like that's the whole show. It's like him being a pissed off father versus being a dick, but that's the thing. I love it.
Yeah. But they're both like really funny shows.
It was funny the first time I figured out that it was the same guy doing the voice for both shows. I was in Orlando visiting Mike for a week, and he put on Archer, but we were watching Bob's Burger that entire week. So like I was like in the kitchen, my head was turned away from the TV, and I was like, "Oh, you put on Bob's Burger?" He's like, "No, man, it's Archer," and I'm like, "Oh," and then it clicked. I was like, "Holy crap, the same person."
Yeah. I was I think like the other day, like Family Guy came on the TV or something. I told my sister, she didn't know. I was like, "Do you know Seth MacFarlane like voiced like the main cast of Family Guy, like these 4 characters?" She was like, "Really?" She had no idea, and I was like, "Yeah." Like I remember when I found out, I was so surprised because he voices like Stewie. Have you guys seen Family Guy? He voices like Stewie, like Brian, like Peter, and it's like every voice is so unique and so different.
Oh, Quagmire.
Quagmire, yeah. Giggity. But yeah, it's like so so much talent to like be able to be a voice actor and like distinguish your voice for each role and have that like iconic voice for each character.
Yeah, it sounds like 4 distinct people. Like it's so unique.
Yeah, there was what was it? Did you see Ted?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The bear,
That
right?
was in Boston.
That was in
It was
Boston.
in Boston, yeah.
Most of Mark Wahlberg's movies are in Boston because he's from Boston.
Really
Yeah.
reps Boston, yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember there was like that one scene, like the party scene, when they're having like a little montage throughout the party, and Ted's like, no, I don't sound that much like Peter Griffin. And, like, I love that they pointed that out because it's so funny because like when you hear his voice, you're like, that's Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
It's like a teddy bear. I think that's the funniest part of the movie.
It's like breaking the fourth wall. Mark Wahlberg, his brother has a burger joint in Boston, the Wahlburgers.
I've been to that before. There's one in Texas too. Well, it's like a chain, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know if there was like
I've been-
one outside of Boston.
It's a big chain. I don't know if it's a big chain, but they have it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
went to one in California,
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
right
Never
by
mind.
Stanford's campus.
I didn't know.
How
It
would
was
you
so
compare
far.
that to In-N-Out, Mike?
What's that?
How would you compare that to In-N-Out?
I mean, I don't eat like burgers and stuff.
No.
I had the Impossible Burger there actually.
Yeah.
How was it?
What'd you think?
It was pretty good. My parents said it tasted like a real burger.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed. So, what about you guys? Did you enjoy?
I've never been to In-N-Out.
I haven't been to In-N-Out either, but I like Wahlburger. Yeah.
Wahlburgers, yeah, it's decent. It's like it wasn't like anything like to like run home about. It was fine.
I would say like my go-to in Jersey is like Five Guys, but
Five Guys is good.
Five Guys is solid.
Yeah.
What
I
about-
also like Shake Shack a lot, but
I was
that's
gonna
mostly
say that, yeah, Shake Shack.
yeah. I mean, I love their milkshakes.
I feel like Shake Shack is a little overpriced. Like it's good, but
They
the
give
portions are small for what you get. For
their
now,
burgers.
okay.
Their burgers are small. Yeah. Like compared to
been to
like
White
other
Castle?
like Five Guys, you get like a bigger meal for what you pay.
I've never been to White. There's one. They've built one about 10 minutes away from me and Ricky. I've never been to it before. I've never been to a White Castle before.
The one near us, is that the one? That's the one from the Harold and Kumar movie. Like the one in no, that's not near us. That's
In
like
the Cherry Hill Triplex.
yeah.
That's the Cherry Hill one, but there's one on Route
Pick up
1.
Neil
Like,
Patrick Harris.
Oh man, that movie's so funny. I feel like I've seen Harold and Kumar like at least once a year.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I
it's
think
on
one of
Netflix
it's
now,
on
yeah.
what?
The first one was put on Netflix recently.
Yeah, it's like it's one of the funniest movies ever.
Did you ever see Anchorman?
Yeah,
Dude, that's another one that is just like unreal how funny it is. It's like
it's so
every
good.
joke. It's just like they said that. Like,
My favorite scene is when all the comedians come out. I don't remember. It's like a big fight is happening, right?
Yeah.
It's like towards the end of the movie, and like everyone comes out. You're like, oh my god, that's Ben Stiller. Oh my god, that's like all these like comedians like running out. That was so funny.
was that when Brick killed the guy?
I don't even remember. It's been so long. I just
Because
remember.
like they line up with like the weapons that they have.
Yeah,
And at the end he goes, "Whoa, that escalated quickly." He's like, "Yeah, Brick killed the guy." Like, yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You should probably lay low for a while.
man, it's such a classic.
Are you? I'm not asking Ricky on this one because I think I know the answer. But Kishan and Vishal, are you guys following any TV shows right now?
I was
I
watching.
mean,
Yeah.
I just watched Community. Honestly, I just finished it.
Okay.
Even though it's 5 years old. Yeah, I've been pretty slow with the TV show game, so I'm open to recommendations.
Me too. Ricky put me on this new show recently called Dark. It's on Netflix, but it's in German. But it's like a German kind of like a time travel mystery type of show. But it's done up really well. Definitely recommend giving it a shot. But you have to read the subtitles, so it's not you can't like be on your phone while you're watching it, unless you guys know German. But
That's the caveat.
They have an English dub. Like
but it's weird. I don't like the dubs where like
Yeah.
I mean the mouth does not match the words that are being said, so it's a bit weird.
Well, so Ricky, like, are you following any shows? Like, I feel like you're pretty busy.
I saw Dark. I think like a few weeks ago, maybe like last month now, because I was telling Vishal every day. I was like, watch Dark, and I think that's like the last thing the last show I watched, and that was a problem too because I got hooked, and like I couldn't stop watching the next episode, and it just became a problem, and I was like, so now I've just been like watching like old like sitcoms and just like turn an episode on if I'm just like free or something.
Yeah, turn your brain off. Put on
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, I can't have anything addicting that's like I'm gonna like makes me want to like watch the next episode or anything.
These like sports are back, so you can watch like sports.
I've been watching basketball.
Nothing. You watch basketball.
It's still pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's I mean, like a couple days ago they decided to like boycott and they decided to stop and like it's started up again yesterday because of that man in where was it? I think Wisconsin who got shot 7 times in the back. I'm like blanking on his name. So they decided as a stand to not play at all that day, and then they were like deliberating whether they should boycott the whole season or continue playing, and they decided to continue playing. So games started back on after like a brief hiatus yesterday. It's still pretty fun. I mean, it's a playoffs right now. Fun.
Already?
Yeah.
You
So
shortened it, right? Like the end of the season.
no, they didn't shorten it. When the season stopped, I think the season stopped in like March, and playoffs usually start in like June anyway. So they just did the rest of the season, and what they did was every team played like almost every day. They had games like throughout the whole day just to kind of like speed up the season a bit more. So I think they're aiming to be done by I think like October, end of October or something. Yeah. How about you, Mike? What have you been watching?
I've been watching Breaking Bad with my
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
I
it's
haven't
your first
either.
time?
Ricky recommended me to start. Did you like? How far are you in it right now?
Season 3?
I started the first season. I wasn't like. I guess you have to like kind of build up into it. I wasn't loving it
Oh, dude.
as much as the hype that it gets. I feel like it's definitely something to get into.
Dude, you have to, like, once you get to like season 2, like, it's over. You're gonna be like, I remember I was interning in the city, and this was like right after freshman, or no, this was before freshman. I don't know what it was. I just remember staying up to like 3 or 4 in the morning, and then getting up at 7 the next day to coach tennis. I think it was. I was coaching tennis, so like I would be on 2 or 3 hours of sleep, like for like I don't know 4 or 5 days straight at a time, and because I was staying up all night to watch Breaking Bad. Like that's how addicting it got. Insane.
I think it has one of the best TV endings I've ever seen.
It was one of the best TV shows, like the of all time, in my opinion. It was so just the way they did it, the storyline, like some of the episodes you saw, and it was crazy.
Yeah, it was a fun watch.
It reminds
The
me of like I finished The
characterization.
Sopranos recently, and it kind of reminds me of that. They're kind of like up there for like the best shows ever made. Like
Which one?
The Sopranos. Have you seen it?
No, one of my friends told me after I said Breaking Bad, he was like, "You need to watch The Sopranos," and I was like, "Okay."
I liked it a lot. Like I thought it's very like it's like in Jersey, so it's like really like nostalgic early like late '90s Jersey.
Yeah, you relate to the late '90s in
Now
Jersey.
that I can, it seems like
The mafia lifestyle really calls to you.
You know,
The best show, I think the best show of all time is The Wire. I think that's a
Also a
good
great
best
show.
show ever made.
Dude, he was talking about that one as well.
Yeah,
Definitely watched The Wire. Great show.
I think it's my favorite show I've ever seen. Very good.
Yeah, dude, I'm so impressed with the characterization of Breaking Bad. Like, I have no idea where they're gonna go with it. I have no idea.
Yeah, the way they did Walter White, his whole like progression and his character arc was very well done.
Yeah. I wonder how they do that. Like, I wonder if they plan a season ahead of time where they kind of go as they go. Like, I have no idea how they do that. It must be pretty cool to be on like a team of writers.
Yeah, so I think the main like the showrunner or the creator of the show, I think he had the story kind of like outlined, and so I think the show is like what 4 seasons, 5 seasons, I don't remember, something short like that.
5.
It's 5, okay. And AMC wanted more seasons because the show was doing so well, but the creator put his foot down and he said, no, like this is a story I wrote out, and this is how I want to end it, and there's like really nowhere else to go. So I think he kind of like had an idea of like how it would turn out the whole time, which is pretty cool. Like a lot of like creators, they like sell out and they start chasing money, and then they like their show runs on forever.
Yeah.
Like Suits. Have you guys seen Suits?
I've seen some of it. I haven't finished Suits. It's so long. Yeah, you're right. Watched like 3-4 seasons. It was okay, but
It got so repetitive after like the second or third season. It's a show about lawyers, and it's like really like glamorizes like the lifestyle, and like everyone in the show is so cool and stuff. And like after the third season, it just got so repetitive and so boring. It's a show Meghan Markle's from.
yeah. So what convinced you to become a lawyer? Like seeing how cool everyone looked in
I
it.
was like, gosh, like this looks so cool. Like if I become a lawyer, like will I get all these beautiful women and all this like big money? So I'm still waiting for that. We'll see.
One of
Only
these
time
days.
so far is hours of studying and pain. Like
Maybe one day.
Did you guys ever see The Big Lebowski?
Oh my god, that's like the funniest movie of all time. I love that movie.
So I showed Kishin that movie, and I have room on my wall right there.
You have the dude.
Yeah, so I have room right there, and I'm gonna see if I can share my screen. This is the poster I'm gonna buy. I've been thinking about this one for a while. Can I see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I want to get. That or this poster right here.
I like that one.
They're both great. Like,
Yeah, I was talking to my friend about it like the other day. I was like, that's like one of those cult classics where you can like find any situation in life and use a Big Lebowski quote. So it was like National Dog Day or something, and he posted a picture of like his dog, and I was just like, it's a Pomeranian. You can't like send him to the kennel or he'll get like upset. And the dude's just like, you taking a dog to a bowling alley? He's like, hey, it's not taking your turn, dude. I'm not buying it a beer.
Oh man, it's a great movie. I remember I saw the Big Lebowski, and then I saw it with do you guys remember I Nash? I saw it with him.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it with him. He told me about it. He was like, "Oh, dude, like this movie's supposed to be like really good." My friends told me about it. Let's watch it. So I think we saw it together. And then like after that, me and him like loved the movie, and we tried to find other movies by the directors. They're the Coen brothers. I think the Coen brothers made the Big Lebowski. So we saw Fargo then, and I was expecting. Have you seen Fargo, the movie?
No.
It's like very different. It's also a cult classic of that time period, but I just couldn't get into it. I remember I was like so sad after it. I was like, is there only one Big Lebowski? Like, is there no other movie like this?
Yeah, there was my roommate was really big into the Coen brothers and would watch those like genre of movies, and that was the only one that hit for me. And I feel like with the Big Lebowski, if you watch it by yourself, you're like, what is this? But you need to watch it with someone who appreciates it, and it'll help you. So like when I watched it with my old roommate Dan, I loved it, and then I showed Kishin, and then Kishin liked it. So it needs to be like a stepwise thing of like, no, trust me, like this is super quotable. It's like goofy. Yeah. It's a movie about nothing.
Yeah. No, I agree. If you have someone, I feel like laughing alongside you, like at the dumb jokes, it kind of like enhances the experience of the movie.
Yeah.
If I saw it alone, I'd be like, what is going on? Like, why is he doing this? Why did this guy like just barge in his house and like kick his door open?
Yeah, the dude just wants his rug.
Yeah.
Was he like drinking like chocolate liquor, like chocolate milk or something? I remember during that movie.
Yeah, it was White Russian.
Yeah, whatever it was. It was funny. Just I don't know. Like he'd go back to that drink the entire movie, and I forgot. I don't know. I just remember that first scene where I think it's the alcohol gets spilled or something. He has to go back for it. I don't know.
Yeah, he was getting kidnapped. The guy was like, get in the car. He's like, and he was like, hey man, there's a beverage here. And then he gets slammed down the seat. And he's just like, oh, okay, good. And it's like, dude, you just got like kidnapped, and he's worried about the White Russian. Like the funniest thing.
Yeah, I remember that movie taught me the word nihilism. I didn't know what it was before. Yeah. Nihilism, yeah. It's like, what does it mean? It's
he's
like
a nihilist.
He's a nihilist. Yeah, I was like, what is a nihilist?
That was the same question I had, man. I was so confused.
I feel like you have to know what the word means to understand the movie, because the movie is all about nihilism, the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I was
with the toe.
Yeah.
You want a toe? I'll get you a toe by 3 o'clock. No polish on it. I'll get you a toe. Just saying, dude.
Great movie.
So Ricky, you didn't have any ice cream tonight?
No, I brought Jell-O.
Yeah?
Yeah, I brought Jell-O down. If you guys want me to do a review of this Jell-O.
Yeah, I haven't had Jell-O in so long. Like, now I kind of want Jell-O. I'm bringing some Jell-O tomorrow. I wouldn't mind. Like, we have to go to ShopRite.
I just have the Jello from ShopRite. I got strawberry and orange flavored.
Classic.
Thanks. The strawberry is pretty sweet. I feel like the orange gives you
I
like
like the orange one. I feel like the
the orange is good.
Good.
It's got like that, like like the orange soda vibes, like Fanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the strawberry is like sweeter. I feel like it has more sugar in it.
Dude, I don't think I've had Jello in like 15 years.
Yeah.
I don't like the consistency for me is kind of odd.
Yeah, no, I'm not the biggest fan of Jello either.
Mouthfeel throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, mouthfeel's a 0.
Yeah.
Same thing with applesauce. I hate applesauce.
I hate applesauce.
Really? I like.
Don't like applesauce.
Not fans of applesauce at all.
No.
I'm convinced that like they basically have people in the Mott's factory just chew up apples and spit it into the cups, and they put the
Like
label on. They
there.
ship it out. They call it Mott's. Disgusting.
That's nasty. I don't think I'm ever gonna eat applesauce again.
No, you're right, because you get like those little chunks in there, right? Like
You're welcome.
I never liked it in the first place, but like now I'm just like absolutely turned off.
So you see it like Walmart's or like Wawa's. They sell them in like a little juicy squeezy thing.
I didn't.
that's kind of gross. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
you can-
Like
you
a
can
little
have it
Go-Gurt.
like a slurping juice box. It's disgusting.
That sounds pretty nasty.
That reminds you of like a Go-Gurt from back in the day.
Yo, I remember when Go-Gurt came out and like they had all the commercials for it. I think I was like 9, and I thought it was the coolest
I
thing ever.
love Go-Gurt.
And then I tried it, and I remember I got like some basic flavor, and I was like, "This is just yogurt." Like I thought it was gonna be like some like amazing tasting thing, and I was so disappointed.
Dude, they still sell it.
Really?
Yeah, I bought some the other day
Uh,
because I'm making a back to school like it's 2005 YouTube video, and I bought all my favorite junk foods from 2005, and I'm basically gonna eat them all and make a video about them. So I got that. Yeah, what's that?
Lunchables?
you got to get the Lunchables.
I was thinking you get Lunchables, like the pizza Lunchable.
I did. I got the pizza Lunchable, and then so I'm gonna make the video in a couple days. I got
You know, sneak peek.
Oh,
Those are
cosmic
great.
brownies. Those are so good.
Scooby graham crackers, also amazing.
got
Oh,
The animal crackers. Yeah.
throwback.
I feel like I'm back in elementary.
Pringles.
Pringles.
I remember this.
Oh yeah.
remember?
What this is like a drink, right? Like
You like suck on like the thing, right?
Yeah, the baby
Picked
bottle.
it.
pop.
Yeah, the baby
Yeah.
bottle thing.
I think everyone had these too.
Oh, of course.
you know, Scooby
Yeah.
snacks, right?
Of course. Yeah.
And then this
Classic.
and this was the last one too.
Wow. I haven't seen that in a while.
Right?
Oh, and then I got Uncrustables. That was the last one. But so one day this week I'm gonna eat all these and do like a 2005 video. Like I was gonna get that or Sunny D or something. So I was like, oh dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say get like a Capri Sun or like a Sunny D.
Do you remember the other one where you'd kind of break the cap in like a clockwise? It was like almost like a clear plastic bottle it was in. And
I
you break
remember
the cap
that.
in. I forget the name
I
of it,
remember that.
but
Had
used-
no
it was, like,
labeling.
bright blue, yeah, no labels, like bright
Yeah.
blue or bright purple or something. Like,
Dude, it was just straight up sugar, like colored sugar.
Oh,
oh,
dude.
you know what I'm talking about?
You're
Forget
talking
the
about those like
Kool-Aid
thin,
Jammers or
those
whatever?
thin plastic
Say
bottles.
again?
Were they the Kool-Aid Jammers or the Hugs?
They might be the Kool-Aid Jammers, I want to say.
I don't think they were Kool-Aid. I don't think it was Kool-Aid, dude. They had no labeling at all.
I'm gonna look this up, but
It's like the most randomest thing. I still don't know what that is. I'll
Oh,
never know.
find
you're
it.
right,
Share the
all these like
screen.
drinks from back in the day are just like extreme sugar. Like it's just straight sugar.
Food in general was like just like junk food and like sugar and just like bad for you. I remember I would beg my mom for Lunchables, and she's like, "This is nothing." She's like,
Yeah,
"There's
right.
no nutrition in this," and I was like, "No, mom, like." The commercials say it's so good for you, and it's like all you need in one sitting. She's like, "No,
Dude, it was the bomb.
it was so good." And the pizza was like a cracker, right? It was like a cracker, and you put like sauce.
Yeah.
in
You
it.
like sauce and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
cold marinara sauce, like with cheese.
Cold bear, that brings back memories.
Oh, it's not gonna be hot. Like
It was horrible. I mean, now I would. It was back then. It was great. I remember I would trade people for Lunchables sometimes. and like, and now it's like I don't know why I ever ate that. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I would never. I would not eat like that now. Like maybe like a
I
throwback
don't know,
week,
man.
but
Simpler times.
Wait, no, I saw in the grocery store today they had like ultimate Lunchables, so they had like I guess a little more food in them, and they charge like $3.50 a box. I was just like, it's like should I buy this and try it? Like I was so tempted.
Dude, they're so expensive.
yeah, for what it is, like
How much is a box now? Of
probably almost
Lunchables?
$5,
I mean,
right? Like
I thought they were cheaper. I mean, I thought they used to come for like a couple dollars, but like this ultimate one was like $3.50. I think it's not technically that expensive, but you're not really getting food, and like they're just giving you like Pringles and more crackers or one had deep dish pizza. That was like the ultimate
who would love
Lunchables, and I was like,
nutties?
how can you?
Nutties in a Lunchable?
From Chicago. Dude, it's funny because I looked at the Go-Gurt and I was like, is this healthy? And for one Go-Gurt packet, it's like, I don't know, 20 grams of sugar and like 1 gram of protein. Like,
It's so bad for you. It's it's Danimals, right? What's the company? It's like
Danimal is another one too.
Danimals or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
What flavor do you get?
I don't know, like strawberry maybe.
I remember cotton candy. I used to love that. That was the only flavor I liked from it. So I take all the other ones out.
Fruit roll-ups is another like
Fruit
throwback.
roll-ups, yeah. Like
Gushers.
all this food is like
Gushers.
disgusting. Like it's
Gushers were good.
Yeah. Remember that night we used Gushers sophomore year?
Dude, that's why I did not buy Gushers. Because that was like 5 years ago. I'm never gonna see it.
Not again.
I can't say I've had Gushers since, to be honest. Like,
Yeah, I haven't either. I've had no intention to ever eat Gushers again.
Kishan, do you want to tell the story for?
old time's sake,
Yeah.
Kish can go
I
for
think
it.
I think Mike should. I mean, it was Mike's idea.
Was it?
I think it was your idea, yeah. Or like, no, maybe we were at the grocery store because I think I had my parents' car then because they were in India. So I think we went to a grocery store maybe, and you were like, "Yo, Gushers." Or I don't know what it was, but I don't know how we got the box, but I thought that was your idea.
Yeah, because we wanted to do vodka gummy bears or whatever it was. And didn't we use Burnett's?
I'd be happy.
Yeah.
That's like 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Classic.
there's no doubt in my mind we used the $10 Burnett.
mango flavored.
Dude, I just remember
With
looking at
pineapple
that
flavor.
gummy, and it was like they were no color. All the color had like washed off of them. Right at that point, it was like a clear, large gummy.
Yeah, and it was like we had like, I don't know if like a big like bowl.
Yeah.
And we put in way too much of the alcohol. And like you're supposed to put in like a good ratio. It's like when you make rice. When you make rice, you can't mess up the ratio between rice and water.
Yeah.
It has to be perfect, and that's what it was with the like the vodka
Wait.
or Burnett's and like the gummy.
Wait,
bears.
Mike, I don't think we put them in a bowl. I think we got like 2 red Solo cups and put Gushers in one and gummy bears in the other.
Right.
Not surprised.
Like looking back, it's like, oh, like no wonder it turned out so bad. I wonder what went wrong.
Obviously.
Gushers like popped. They were like zits. They just fucking popped.
I think
Exploded.
it's because they're already like full to begin with. Like a little more liquid just like exploded them.
It was a good idea. I guess it was a good idea, but only in thoughts, not in reality.
It was a good idea, but the execution was terrible.
We'll have to remake it when you're back in Jersey. We can use my
Did you guys
fridge.
end up throwing it out, or was it all you?
Ari ate it.
Oh, really? I
You remember Ari got drunk off of it.
don't know. He was walking around with the cup eating it because no one was. Wait, I think it was for your birthday, Vishal.
Was it for my birthday in March?
No,
I think it was
this was
separate.
January.
This
It was
might-
like the snowstorm. It was like the snowstorm at the end of January. We came back to campus and we were like, "Yo, we got to have like a guys' night." And then we planned it, and it was like there was a snowstorm that weekend, so we went out to the snow that night too.
I remember
Oh.
Mike took us on a little trail. We went to that house up in that park over there, right?
Right? Yeah.
Youth Lake Park, yeah.
Jeez.
And we walked back on Easton. Easton was dead. Like,
Yeah.
not a person out there.
Damn, that was
That was a fun night.
Right?
What?
Yeah, 2015. It was like January 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I still remember my first time like meeting Kishan. Like, I think I was moving in a day early, and Kishan was like sitting on the chair in the lobby over there, like little like area whatever we had. I just like look Kishan. I think he's on his phone. I just look at him. And I think I introduced myself. And I was wearing like this like bright button-up shirt or something. And I don't know if Kishan made a comment about it, but I don't know if you remember this.
I think I said that Vishal looked kind of like Ankush wearing that shirt. I don't know if you guys know who Ankush is, but it was like a bright button-down shirt, and I'm
Yeah, it
like,
was like
you
a
just
bright like
remind me of
pink and
someone, man.
orange
Like,
button up. I think I still have it somewhere.
That used to be Vishal's vibe back
It
in the
used to be my
day.
vibe.
He used
It's
to
when
wear
all
all these
like
button
preppy
downs
looking.
and like all these
Yeah.
polos. I remember.
Not anymore.
Changed
oh
it.
I remember that
That
now.
was the vibe. I know I spent so much time getting ready back in the day, but
I remember we would go. We would like you guys would like have like you guys would invite us to like hang out at your room, and Vishal would get like ready for it. I was like, dude, we're going like next door. Like we're not even leaving the floor.
I have no reason for me not just wear a t-shirt.
Oh my gosh, dude! I remember like going into your room once or twice, and I remember Ricky made a comment like, "Look at this guy," and I looked like at like your little alcove closet, and it was like 4 or 5 like iron button down
Yeah,
shirts.
up there.
That was it. It was like
Yeah.
4. It's like,
I had a blue one, I had that pink one, I think a yellow and something else.
yeah. It was all like the complementary colors. It was just like,
Exactly. The
and
the
you were
pastel
like,
colors,
"Hey,
like
what's going on?" I was like, "The fuck, man."
So he's always got to be ready. He never knows when he has to. It's like Superman. He's got to like
Exactly.
wear
Yeah,
his
bust it
costume
out.
too.
Pop it over, have like a button up underneath. Like
That was
my
great.
closet
Yeah.
was clean.
Respectable
Rare
though,
times.
definitely respectable.
Thank you, thank you.
It's like Evan would go around in like a robe.
Yo,
Something like that,
Evan,
like,
he would we so like we lived right across from the men's bathroom, and
I
Evan
remember
and
that.
what's that other kid? I don't remember his name. The one who was supposed to go to I don't remember.
Fabian.
Fabian.
Yeah,
They
Fabian,
would
yeah,
come in
Fabian.
like
Made the man.
they would come in either just a towel or their bathrobe and sit on our beds before they showered and just like chill there for like an hour talking. And it was like, and then they're like,
They would
oh,
always actually sit on my bed because my bed was the one closest to the door. Ricky's bed was like across, so no one walked all the way there.
everyone always just like they would be like butt naked in their like bathrobe or just a towel and just like forget that they have to shower. This was like a very common occurrence every day.
You didn't keep your door closed?
I think our door was like, if we were both in the room, it was like open.
I remember you guys had you guys were in the room with the bunk beds, right? I remember we walked in and saw
Yeah,
the bunk
I
beds.
I remember once. It really pissed me off. We came to your room to hang out. I remember Ricky saying, "Oh yeah, dude, our room is so small." Like, and I'm just like, "Have you seen our room, man? Like, have you seen our room?" And I was so mad at Ricky. I'm like, "Dude, screw you."
I remember this. I walked in. I was like, I did not know people had rooms like this.
I had no
Like,
idea. Like, you guys were looking at like the corner room of the building, like.
I mean, it wasn't just us. A lot of people had that room. Technically, it was 8 floors, and like it was probably 1 or 2 on
Sides,
each
probably.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Anu and Modesty also had that room too.
But I don't think they had the bunk beds. It might have been the one next to him, to their right.
No, they had the same room, but they just didn't do bunk beds. Their beds were still like pretty close together or something.
I just remember like it was crazy because like every on like the hallway it would be like a room, and then in the corner there was like 2 rooms in like a vertex, and it was like us and then Christine's room.
It was like an L, right? Like an L.
Yeah, it was very odd, and it was like they really jam kids together. It was like, why would you do that? But it's what they did.
And I also think that the room next to yours in that vertex, I think that was like the bigger room than, right? That was the biggest room compared to the other rooms, like our room too.
Yeah, and
Like one very
Yeah.
large,
funny
very
because like
small one.
if like every room is 50%, like 50 is like a random variable here.
Yeah.
They had 60 and we had like 40, or they had 65, we had 35, and you all had like 50. And it was
Yeah.
like, why? And I remember like they had the dude, like he had like his own rug in there. I remember Christine had a rug, Kishner in this little like.
Well, I remember the girls who lived between the corner room with the girls who lived between our 2 rooms. They actually bunked their beds
So you
and
more
pushed
space.
it all the way back, and they had all the space. And I
Yeah,
was
they had a
just
rug.
like, "Yeah, dude, it was so nice. Their room was amazing."
I mean, my brother, he had a suite freshman year too, like the honor suites, and it was amazing. Like he has his own living room, like his own like huge bathroom for himself, like 3 big rooms. I was like, dude, this is like living the life over here.
Is that the
Yeah, that's-
one on College Ave by the academic building?
No, that's the newer one. He was in McCormick. So you remember right on Bush, like the tall building that was up there? So he's in that one. It wasn't that one.
Oh, that's honors?
Yeah, that's like honors program, I think.
Oh.
So I mean, they had like 3 rooms, a big hallway, a bathroom, living room,
Must be
AC.
nice.
I feel like
Right.
the only thing that sucks about honors dorming is like they don't get a chance to like leave their door automatically closes in like the suite, so they can't like
Yeah.
leave it open and like start hanging out with people randomly. So I feel like that's the only downside of it.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I went
Living in a nice
to
bitch freshman year.
like it's empty. Like you can like walk to any of the floors and you like barely see a person because everyone's like, because your room is kind of like inside of another room, right? So there's like the hallways are small.
Yeah.
It's just like a few doors everywhere.
Was that like at kind of like the Livy apartments?
Yeah, I want to say it's kind of similar. I mean, Livy apartments are obviously like a lot nicer, but it's almost the same setup. But I feel like Livy apartments are more
Like the
open.
suites.
But it's like similarly like not as social though, because like no one keeps their apartment door open.
Yeah.
Like
But
I
at
felt
least the Livy
Clothier was pretty
apartments-
social. Or were you
Yeah,
saying?
Clearly it was great. Like Livy apartments had like that open area for like the ping pong and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which is like connected to it. Where'd you guys live freshman year? I forget. You guys live in like Allen or
We were in Metzger.
Metzger? And you guys were roommates. You guys were not roommates.
No, we weren't. Mike lived on the second floor, and then he eventually moved up to the third in November. But
Okay.
we became friends before that, and then so we were like next door or 2 doors down most of the year, and then yeah, it was a good spot, I would say. Metzger was pretty good. We had air conditioning, unlike
Exactly.
Clothier.
Yeah, there was an air
Take it.
conditioning clothes there. Like, we had big fans.
We have,
Where were you guys?
I was in Mattia.
I was in Livy. I was at the quads.
Ooh, how's that?
It was fine. The quad, at least the quad building I was in, was like pretty antisocial. There was like it was a mix of like sophomores and freshmen, and my floor had like mostly sophomores, I think.
Yeah.
And
Why?
it was all right. I mean, it was. I think the bathroom only had because there was only like four rooms in each stall, so like 4 sets of roommates in each floor. So there was only like two stalls in the bathroom, 2 showers. It was kind of like tiny. Clothier was like definitely bigger.
And what'd you guys do junior and senior year? I mean, Ricky, didn't you graduate early?
No, I graduated with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we were on College Ave junior year. Again, we lived on Union Street in like an apartment. I feel like you guys came
I
over
remember that.
a few times. Yeah.
I think I came over, and then I drove us, or you drove, whatever. I think I drove us back to our place, and then Mike wasn't there that night.
Yeah. I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I remember we saw your place.
That night. Your place is nicer than ours was. You had like the 1 bedroom, right? Like the pretty big like.
Well, no, we had a studio the first year, and then the second year we were off campus. We had the 1 bedroom.
Yeah.
Would you guys live? Yeah, you also lived in Premier Properties.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah.
We'd have to go
Wayne.
pay our like, Wayne. Yeah.
We all know who Wayne is.
Wayne, that guy. I feel you guys had like problems too, right? Like, you guys kept having to call him for stuff. I feel like, right?
No,
That might have been us.
No,
I
I
don't
don't think that was you.
I forgot what he was there for, but like,
Our apartment was pretty small.
yeah,
We had a studio, and it was like
it was
I
tiny.
was I was like, oh, like I lived with like a roommate in the same room for like the past 2 years. It can't be. I could do it again, and it was like all right. It wasn't terrible, but once I was done with college, and then I had my own room in Boston, I was like, I can't go back to living with someone else. I'm sure you guys feel the same way.
Yeah, it's
I need your room again.
like it sucked because like when I went down to Florida, dude, like place in Florida was so nice.
Beautiful house. You had like a yard and a garage and everything, right? Like,
Yep,
that's awesome.
it was beautiful. And then I came up here, and it's like, it's fine, but it's
Yeah.
like I'm living back at like, it's like I'm living back at Rutgers almost.
Yeah.
As far as quality is concerned, it's like I live with friends and it's nice, but it's like, damn, I was living in Florida in this beautiful new house in a new neighborhood in Central Florida with palm trees, and now I'm up here and I'm like, oh. But Whatever.
Were you close to like the beach or anything when you were down there in Florida, or I'm sure it wasn't too far?
Yeah, so I mean, I was like, like Florida, how it like goes down. I was in Central. It's like 1 hour east was like Daytona, and
Okay.
1 hour west was Tampa.
Okay.
So I
So near
spent
like
quite a bit of.
Tallahassee, was right? Like,
Was that?
were you close to like Tallahassee? I think that's on north.
Yeah, so Tallahassee's on like the Panhandle. That was like a 4 hour drive. I don't think I ever went there.
Yeah.
But like the beaches were pretty nice. So I mean the West Coast is way nicer. So like Tampa, Sarasota, Fort Myers are really really nice, and Daytona is like a little more touristy. But in general, I mean it was pretty cool being down there for a little bit. But
Yeah, but
yeah.
I went to I think I went to Miami and like Fort Lauderdale for spring break one year, and it was great. Like I had a great time.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's so nice. The weather was great. Like the beaches are clean. Like I just feel like it's more sunny down there, to be honest.
Yeah, and like you're just kind of happier year round because people are more active and people are outside.
The sun's out. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I mean,
weather's nice, so
you can
it's
play sports
like
whenever
it's
to do
easier.
anything, to go for a run. Like,
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's weird because, like, in New Jersey, it'll go from, like, 90 down to, like, 20.
yeah,
In Florida, it goes from, like, 60 to 90.
that's not
But
bad.
either way, this doesn't change.
No.
It's just it's 90 for 3 or more months longer than it is here. So that's, like, people don't understand is that, like, they're like, well, it's so hot in Florida. I'm like, yeah, it's hot here. Just only from, what, June to August, and then it stops. Like, whereas in Florida, it's, like, that hot from maybe, like, March to August.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I mean, like January, I mean December, January, like they're cold months here. We're fine down there. You think like they're pleasant,
It
like
was 60.
you don't have to wear a jacket. Yeah, like a light jacket, like a hoodie.
Yeah.
That's
was
very
good.
jealous of that. Then you come back here in February, it's like the worst month of the year. Like
Yeah, I
negative
hate
outside, like
February. That's definitely the worst month of the year. It's just like dark and depressing,
yeah, cold weather wise, it's
cold.
yeah.
Then March is a turnaround when daylight savings time, clock,
I feel like end of March it starts to pick
But-
up a little bit.
Yeah, but just getting the extra sunlight, like, dude, I remember like come November last year, I remember like I was going to the gym consistently, and then it got dark by the time I'd come home from work, and I was like, I kind of don't want to go to the gym because it's dark out, and I just don't want to go. Like, I just didn't want to leave my apartment for like a month and a half after it started getting dark at 5. It was so depressing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean same thing for me. Like I feel like in the morning I'd go to work and I'd leave the office at like 5:36, and it's like getting dark outside. I was just like, I just want to go home and like be in my house. I don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah, it's colder.
In Boston, it's like, because it's so northeast, it's like one of the first parts of the country where the sun sets early. So it's like the sun sets first in like that region compared to like the rest of the country. And when I would go to school in the wintertime, I would never see daylight during the weekdays because I would go to school at like 7, 8 a.m. And that's like when it was still kind of dark outside over there. And then the sun would set around like 4 p.m. And I'd be walking home at like 5:30 p.m. or like 6, 7 p.m. and it's just like dark. I remember it was like so depressing because like the only time I would see sunlight is like through the class windows. And it's like that at that time I was in class and it was just
You're in jail. Like
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I can
like,
finally see the light.
Like,
yeah. It honestly felt like there was no day. Like it was just night all the time for me. And I'm like when it's dark, it's like you just want to be inside.
yeah, I guess there's like a certain
I can't
charm to
imagine
it, like
that. I
the
hate
New
the
England
cold.
winters. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the cold either.
Do you guys do any like winter sports or anything? Like, do you guys go skiing or snowboarding or anything?
Me?
Like, any of you guys like? That's like the only like upside to it if you do, but
Yeah.
I've been skiing a couple times, but
no.
I usually just get really bitter in the wintertime.
Like seasonal depression. Like,
Dude, for sure.
you said I got all moved to Florida. We'll all get jobs in Florida, like a big house down there.
What?
We'll all move to Florida. We'll all like get jobs down there. We'll get like a really big mansion. Probably pretty cheap.
Dude, it's
It'll be like $600 a month.
I used to go to see the Disney fireworks every night when I took a walk. Because
Really?
Wow, really?
It was pretty nice.
So you were close to Disney World, or like?
Yeah.
You were right there, like. It's like in Orlando, almost like.
Yeah, so I was maybe 25 minutes outside of the city,
Mhm.
which is more of like a town. Like it's actually really small, but like about 10 minutes from Disney. So that was nice. I mean, like one of the parks, like I think Magic Kingdom, and the other parks are kind of spread out. But yeah, I mean, there's a ton of traffic, but it was cool seeing the fireworks every night. It was like at like 9 p.m. I'll go out and take a walk, and it was going off. It was really nice.
That's awesome. Did you guys go to like downtown Disney a lot or anything? There's like a downtown strip or something out there, right?
Yeah, Disney Springs.
Disney
It was
Springs.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just nice to know that like people went down there to be happy, for vacation. Whereas like no one comes to Elkton, Maryland. It's just have you guys been to Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in like 5th grade. Great time, but many years ago. Ricky went recently, actually.
Disney's a lot of fun. I like Disney a lot. I feel like there's like a lot to do there, like no matter what age you are.
Yeah.
So like Epcot has like, you could do like I think Epcot is like more like adult oriented. Like they have like all those like the different countries, and like I think they have like special cocktail drinks if you want to try that. And then like Magic Kingdom has like the iconic rides and stuff. So
Yeah,
I really like the safari in I think it's the Animal Kingdom. They take on like the mini safari. That's
Yeah.
pretty fun.
Drive crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kishan and I went to Epcot. We got pizza.
Oh.
From Italy?
Yeah, it might have been like the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
It was incredible.
So good.
How is the food otherwise in Florida? I mean, like aside from Disney, like
Dude, it sucks.
really?
Really?
I mean, to be fair, I think the Brazilian food is good
Mhm.
Okay.
because there's a huge Brazilian population there. But as far as everything, like where I was, it was all chain restaurants.
No, so like,
Oh.
That was it.
there's no like local anything kind of.
I'm sure there is. I just didn't look, but everything for me was just very chain.
Yeah.
And the pizza down there, for whatever reason, isn't good. I can't explain why. People say it's the water, but the pizza was bad and the bagels were bad. But I mean, on a daily basis, I'm not eating pizza. I'm eating like whatever you buy at the grocery store. So I don't really care too much. But
Yeah.
you don't go there for food. You go there for palm trees and the ocean, I guess.
It's weather. Did you ever do the? I remember I went to. Did you do the NASA? They had like a NASA Cape Canaveral, right?
I've been there, yeah.
I like that a lot. That was cool.
Yeah.
They have SpaceX stuff there too.
Really? Oh, they're building like a base or something out there, right?
Yeah. I think that's where they launched out of, right? Or they landed this past mission.
Yeah, I think so. I think they do most of the big launches from down there, right?
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
But I remember taking that tour around, like seeing the bus and seeing the space shuttle. It was pretty sick.
Yeah, there was it's near like almost like Cocoa Beach, that area. But it's cool. But yo, guys, I have to go to bed soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dead. I'm so tired. I want to go to
Fine.
sleep right now. So I'm on that side.
But guys, thank you so much for coming on this episode of Ice Cream Hour. I'm
Definitely.
gonna make edits and stuff
problem.
and send it to you before I post anything. Obviously, I made a Spotify page for it, so I have like one episode up and I'll upload to YouTube, but I'll send it to you guys and I'll edit it, get your okay and everything. But it was wonderful catching up.
I'm excited. Let's do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. We should do it again in the afternoon hours or something.
Yeah.
I mean, and even post your exam, Ricky, next month. If you guys come back in Jersey, maybe
Yeah, I
Thanksgiving.
got you guys after the
hang out
first
outside or
week.
something like. You like go to
Yeah.
someone's backyard, just relax, like hang out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys are up for
Everyone
it.
comes back.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Sweet, Ricky. Best of luck, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. Good luck, man. You're gonna kill it.
Thanks, guys.
Then we'll all have a lawyer.
Exactly. We have that lawyer friend that we need.
Yeah.
Jail out of jail ticket, jail free ticket.
Parking tickets, everything. I hope.
Yeah.
Parking
Parking tickets.